got me?
I got you, buddy.
Cool deal. All right. Well, welcome to week 6 of the STS Truck Series season. We go to North Wilkesboro, and it's been previously 5 weeks of a little bit of chaos, a little bit of a up and down season for not just you and I, but everybody else included. But going
Yeah,
into North Wilkesboro tonight, I mean, what do you expect is going to happen?
I have a feeling that it's going to be a race of attrition more than pace. Obviously, the fast guys are going to be up there regardless, but at the end of the day, it's going to be who's going to be the last man standing rather than who's actually going to have the speed to stay up front. That's my opinion.
That tends to happen on short tracks more often than not. Um, so I agree with what you're saying, and we're gonna hop in to practice here. Riding around with man with some short track speed here, Lucas Edwards. He tends to be up front during these things.
He tends to be up front just about anywhere, but especially the short tracks.
Trying to settle back into my seat. Thought a freaking bomb went off outside the house. Had to go check on that. My God, that's weird.
You sure it wasn't a gas line that blew up?
I mean, hell, around here, you never know. It could have been a meth house down the road. And that's real talk, buddy. Being in Kentucky. Oh, God! Lucas getting loose off the two there. Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's what practice is for, so hopefully it won't happen in the race.
We can only hope. 77, a Colby call here. Behind the 33 truck. Oh, and here comes Ross Campoli, who won at Rockingham a week ago. Seemed like a fan favorite win, following up his buddy Keaton Cox at Bristol. So back-to-back weeks, KBR Motorsports coming away with wins. Benjamin Dube, their other teammate, is also hoping to capture a win. Maybe he gets it here at North Wilkesboro. I'm not sure, but back-to-back weeks for KBR, very strong.
I'm not really sure what to. I mean, they're a good group of guys. They're a good team, but there's just sometimes where their lineup is kind of spread out throughout the field, so it's just difficult to tell who's going to be good where. But if not one of the team champions.
I agree. Sometimes it's track dependent for these guys. I don't know if it's a short track thing, like I brought up Lucas. Could be a truck thing. Going from Gen 6 to being in the trucks, they're definitely more consistent as a team. As Matthew Worrell, the 79, just lost his ass there. My God. I think we're going to see a lot of that in this race today.
I think we will too. And Wilkesboro, you would think it's a pretty simple track, but especially with the repave that NASCAR did a couple of years ago, it's gotten a lot more technical and it doesn't shred the tires, but it's really easy to lose it if you don't have your car set up right.
Well, and I feel people get too aggressive or overzealous, maybe some confidence, feeling like they have the truck underneath them, and then you hit either the bump on the low side of 4 or coming off of 4 middle to the high groove, and oh, it feels stable enough. I'm going to stomp the throttle, and then it just comes around on you, comes out from under you. I mean, it's a false sense of comfortability here that sets this track apart. Repave helped it a lot. Tire shredding isn't a big deal, but over time, as we've seen, even with New Atlanta, things do change. So, who knows? Maybe as the race goes on, rubber gets laid down and Garrett Cannon just got past me after he spun out. Maybe it gets more gripped up. I know we're going to go from day to night transition here. Who knows what we could see, but I think it should be some pretty great racing.
I think it will be too. It's also just one of those tracks where I'm sure you can see it in practice already. Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Oh shit indeed. Lucas tried to save it, didn't do a very good job of it, and the 33 truck just had nowhere to go there.
Yep. Well, again, good thing this is practice. So, you know, they're all...
out of the way, right?
Yep, get it all out of the way, iron out the kinks.
Who's this 35 truck out here? Who the fuck is that? I'm kidding. We don't do this.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I think that might be a trading paints issue because that guy had to switch his paint scheme for a different league. And he switched it back to the one that he originally had for this league. But I guess trading paints didn't register it, so he still shows up as a 35.
I got you. Trading paints having some technical difficulties, which I'm sure we've all experienced at some point. But
oh, absolutely.
As the session ends here, let's see, who do we want to try and follow when it comes to qualifying as we transition from that daytime to that nice sunset at beautiful North Wilkesboro? Mason's out on track. Logan McNeil, Kean Fry, Lucas Edwards, Garrett Cannon, Ryan in the 33. Lots of people hitting the track early. I am curious. I do remember something funny happening to this guy. I think we talked about stepping on it a little bit. This is actually the green flag. He gets to take that, but prior to this, he went out, spun it off before, didn't even take the green flag, had to reset. So thankfully it's just the simulator and not necessarily real life. Gives us an opportunity to have a mulligan, correct our mistakes, things like that. Going around the track here. Beautiful scenery. Way to go, iRacing.
Very, I gotta say, even though iRacing was first released in what, 2008, I think?
Yes.
It's gone through a lot of changes, and the, at least the lighting, in my opinion, I think they've done a very good job with the lighting, especially in the day to night transition. It's at least up to par with other sims.
Agreed. And the lighting's just going to continue to get better. The graphics are going to get better. Colby Call putting down a lap there. He's going to wind up 12th. Looks like Dan Atkins is on the pole. Jordan Martin second. But sadly, Jordan Martin is gonna have to go to the back. I hear some audio problems. Let's turn down the trucks just a little bit. Let's see, tires, in car, ambient. Adjust those things really quickly. Chris, thanks for hanging out though, man. I appreciate you coming in here and watching it with us. We are going to go forward just a little bit. and get that transition from qualifying to race time. But Jordan Martin, trying to remember off the top of my head, there was a handful of guys that had to go to the end of the longest line from penalties the week before. Yep, there's Jordan Martin given an EOL. Garrett Cannon given an EOL, as we see it right here. Mason Hausman given an EOL. I think that's how you say that. But all these guys that just qualified in a decent position are going to have to go to the rear.
They'll at least give some guys in the back a bit of a chance to make up some early ground, but of course, once pit road stops come around, you're going to have to start making some choices about tires if you want to make up any position.
Absolutely. I do believe we have a third able-bodied commentator that may have just joined. Chris, can you hear us?
Yes, I could hear you guys.
Okay,
Loud and
cool.
clear.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and by all means, chime in as you please, whenever you see fit. We talked about what to expect, attrition, speed, consistency, things like that. But going into Wilkesboro, what do you expect? What are your expectations?
Well, it's a tough track. I used to run on the older track of this until the new upgrade when they paved the new things here, made it more wider. The older track was a little tighter and more looser too. I noticed too, from the old one to the new one. It's gonna be hard to pass on this track too.
Hard to pass for sure. If you put yourself in the driver's seat with the people that are in this field, where were you going to look to pass? Where are you going to go?
Well, the bottom line is hard to pass, so usually you can pass from the outside because you get a good exit going out of the turns there. So the outside is probably the best to pass cars on this one.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Outside lane's going to be preferred when trying to gain position on track. Kian, do you concur, or do you have a different thought?
I can agree. However, I think there are some times where if you're able to time it and control it just right, you can actually make the middle work pretty darn good as well. But I don't know. I'm sure that it's kind of like Darlington. Bottom is pretty much useless. You can make the middle work if you try, and the top line is where all the momentum is.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Well, that was mistimed because the mouse didn't like me. But we are Green Flag Racing here at North Wilkesboro. I apologize for the latency there. Dan Atkins out to an early lead, followed by Zachary Brandevold and Lucas Edwards with Tyler Cook to his outside, Ryan W.D., followed by Kean Fry, Keaton Cox, Ben Dude, and Chris Roberge in 9th, Ross Campoli in 10th. Pretty close battle here from third on back. It looks like the front two may have spaced out just a little, but not too far.
Obviously, I'm a little biased, but I'd say keep an eye on the 63 of Tyler Cook back there. Main reason I say that is because I watched him in the next-gen Cup cars at Wilkesboro a couple months ago, and he was not only fast, but he was able to pull away with the podium while saving tires. So, in a car like in a series like the Truck Series, I think you can transfer that experience not easily. It's not easy to do any of this really, but the experience will transfer well. That's my personal prediction on it.
Yeah, some things don't exactly transfer and be, totally carbon copies of how you drive the track, how the car is going to handle things like that. But I think being an experienced racer, not just on iRacing, because he's fairly new to the iRacing service, but being around NASCAR, racing those games for so long, transitioning from a cup car to a truck probably isn't too difficult for Mr. Cook, as he rides fourth, right behind Lucas Edwards, kind of taking that middle lane and diamonding it off out of 2. He's not losing any ground here. He's staying right with Mr. Edwards.
Well, the field is getting a little more spread out now, at least, but I feel like we're about to see some moves that, well, let's just say if you were down there in that truck yourself, you might end up fighting in the pits, from what I've seen, especially at a short track like this. Short track tempers, they exist. They're real. You can't ignore them, and especially in the truck series where everyone's pushing as much as they can, it's bound to happen.
Chris, do you have anything to add to that?
So when you start off the race, it gets difficulty for a while, and then when everybody's spread out, tires will do wear off pretty well here. I think I was in a race there. I did a lot more longer than anybody else with the tires. I think I was in the 90s before I decided to pit. After if there's caution came out, I came in, just top up, just to make sure I'm good with tires. I don't want to get overheated, because if you get overheated with these tires, you're pretty much going to loop it around the corners pretty easy.
So you don't want to overcook the tires. You don't want to slip and slide around because grip is very limited on the exit. I agree with all of those statements. Now, it's funny that we chose North Wilkesboro for this week because NASCAR in real life is going back there for a points race for the first time since something like the 80s, right?
Yeah, it'll be the first time since, well, not the 80s. I think it was, I'm going to sound like such a nerd here, but I think the exact
90s.
year was 90s. It was 1996, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, is that a bump and run up there that I just saw?
Mr. Keaton Cox definitely laid the bumper to Kean Fry. We're going to have to keep a closer eye on this. Like I said, close quarters, contact, frustration. You start to make moves that maybe you normally wouldn't make just because all those factors blend together in a melting pot in your head. And you go, man, I got to make something work. I got to get by this guy. I think I'm faster than him, even though you might not be on track. You just run it a little different. But right there, back to the bumper of the 35 truck, and the 35 gets loose on corner exit. That can't bode well for the long run ability of that 35 truck. Like Chris said, slide the tires around, you're going to abuse them, and the grip is going to fall way off.
Yeah, but he's just getting up on there again. I mean, I feel like it's a little early to be doing stuff like that, but I mean, each driver their own. And the 35, it looks like he's either going to just try to find the momentum on the outside or just let him go because he doesn't want to deal with that.
I wouldn't want to deal with it either. Chris, I'm sure you feel the same way. But nonetheless, the 01 of Keaton Cox is still applying pressure. Another bump there. But the more they do this, as you can see, the 17 truck is creeping into the picture frame here, catching up to these guys. This is for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
And I think 9 is right behind them, too.
Well,
Behind all that pack, too, because they were right all behind each other.
what is going on here? The 78 has right rear damage. But, as Chris so eloquently said, Jeez. The 9, the 17, the 78, the 01, and the 35 are all right here bunched up together. You couldn't necessarily throw a blanket on them, but you could throw a big old country quilt over these 5 guys. And then the 2 trucks ahead of them, the 33 of Ryan WD and Tyler Cook, Tylor Cook, by the way, for those that are wondering. He does exist. Sometimes his name is typed wrong in Discord, but nonetheless, he's there. These 7 guys, though, are well within reach of each other. If we go forward to Kian here, we'll get a better idea of the exact distance between Kian Fry and the guys ahead.
Eaton is just still all over him. He's been giving him the bumper for what, 10 laps now, I think?
10 laps now,
Quite a few.
thereabout. But from Kian Fry to Ryan and Tyler, they're just over a second off. I mean, that much of a gap right there is about a second. Jesus Christ, the 01 slides up the racetrack into the left front fender of the 35 here. The 84 is... Oh, what is going on? He was parked there for 3 business days, and the 35 just says, fuck it, I guess Jesus take the wheel. What's going on here?
From what I recall, or from what I would have to guess, I would say that is an equipment failure on the part of the 35's
Ooh.
computer.
Takes the right
'Cause-
front fender off in the rear bumper of the 84, but we're gonna have to go forward here.
Yeah, I think 84 kind of burned his tires up pretty badly in the rear, or too much brake bias in the front, and he just looped around the corner.
Oh man, you see behind the 13 of Jordan Martin here, coming out of turn 4 and the previous corner out of turn 2, sideways already, locking it up, tries to overcorrect it, saved it a little bit, but
When
Does
he
he
does
just-
that, is warm his tires
Oh!
up too quickly, and he just loses it himself.
single car spin. Now we're gonna sit here with him for a second, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th one's fuck you. You just, that's funny. Equipment failure or not, it's still pretty damn hilarious. Both drivers do get away from this with some damage. Thankfully, it's not too bad, I don't think. But, my gosh, you can't even make pit road entrance, Mr. Garrett. What is going on here? He must have rattled his brain a little bit.
I think Keenan just routed his cage pretty well.
Doing
Fully
a,
unintentional, I'm sure.
doing a Dale Earnhardt impersonation there. Ironically, Tony Stewart being his favorite driver, they're not too far apart when it comes to attitudes on the racetrack. So, Mr. Fry adopting both mentalities there, it seems. Wait a second. Let's back this up. Colby Call, a lap down, gets the free pass a second time? That's going to be a black flag, folks. Passing the pace car under yellow. You got to be more mindful of what the black box is showing you, in my opinion. Some people don't seem to pay that much attention to it. And it causes issues on the track lining up. And then this is going to cost him more time in the pits for having to serve that black flag.
Did the administrators catch that in the race review? I don't know if they did.
I think
Granted, it might have sorted itself out, but
I think iRacing caught it on its own, being that it was too many times around, and I do recall him mentioning something about being black flagged. Pace car is off here. Dan Adkins on the front row with Zachary Randeville, Lucas Edwards, Tyler Cook, Ryan WD, Keaton Cox, Mason. We're back green. Ben Dude back here. Terrible restart from the 33. I don't know what the hell is going on there. Maybe he just waited back on Lucas Edwards. Didn't want to put too much pressure on him, give him any kind of contact. Because we all know you can really step on it big time on the restarts and spin the tires and get yourself way out of shape.
Yeah, especially here. That's just it almost drives like a short Atlanta before the repave with how loose you get. Maybe that's a bit controversial to say, but from a driver's perspective, I'm sure at least one of them would feel the same.
I agree. Boy, they got really close for comfort there. Drivers racing around each other pretty hard here. Ben Dude leading in front of his teammate Keaton Cox. Ben Dude trying to go for the KBR 3-peat here. Not doing so bad, sitting in fourth. The 01 and 87 are running each other pretty hard, though.
Well, that's going to be good news for the drivers in the back, because the more they race each other that hard, the more their tires wear, and guys who are in the back single file trying to save, they're going to get a run. As the 84, oh my goodness.
Good call there. The 84 bumps the 87. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God. Chaos ensues after that contact. I think even in this instance we have announcers' curses. You spoke on it. By God, something crazy just happened. The 84 got a good run here going into one. The 01's on the high side. The 84 just outbreaks everybody. Maybe he's really far to the front. Gives the 87 a little contact. The 87 washes up ever so slightly as the 01's trying to finish his corner and just hooked the 87 into the fence, and nowhere for the 33 and the 78 to go. The 33 got airtime and ramped over the 01. Trucks were inside each other, in each other's cockpits. I mean, total chaos here. And only 30 some odd laps into this race. We're going to go back and watch this from Keaton Cox's view full speed.
To me, it kind of seems like a... Oh. Well, I don't know about that now, but I was going to say, from the initial view, it looked like it might have just been a bump and run gone wrong, but I don't know if it's that simple.
It's called short track racing. There's going to be a lot of contacts on doors to doors.
All right, slow-mo from Ryan's cockpit view here. The 01 and the 87 made contact. Holy crap, monster trucking in the truck series isn't supposed to happen, but it did there anyway. My goodness gracious. We're going to go back and look from the 78's perspective, because everything happens so fast in front of him in real time. Absolutely nowhere to go. Yep, see, glitching through another truck is a really hard hit in iRacing. Boys, I tell you, big wreck.
Did he just got bumped in the rear too when that happened?
The 78 could have been hit in the rear after the incident occurred, but I don't know. We'll have to watch it here and see.
Oh, he came on the apron and it kind of showed him up a teeny bit up.
The 146. How does this happen? I mean, he's right behind it, but at the same time... Oh, he locked the brakes up. Oh, and then the 57 of Robert Keller got into him. It just... Everything going wrong all at the same time for so many people. Lucas Edwards just blinked. That tells me he had to tow because he could not drive. That's going to be
he hit the wall hard and his engine blew.
At least a minimum of like 2 laps, right? Is that what we're going to guess?
Yeah, I'd say
2.5 laps. 2.5 laps.
So the guy that qualified third here is racing aggressive against the 01. And I tell you what, at this point, we're, 30 some odd laps in, 34 to be exact. And it's a 200 lap race. You're racing so aggressive this early on. To have this happen and cause, 6 or 7 trucks, decent trucks, all well within the top 10, or just outside of the top 10, to cause this much damage this early on. My God, what a head scratcher.
Maybe the drivers just aren't used to the longer races yet, because last season it was not short, but considerably shorter than the races this season. So maybe they're just not used to the length of it yet.
I agree with that.
That came out wrong.
Doesn't matter. Don't second guess yourself. We're all here learning, right? Mr. Logan McNeil says, I wish people would pay more attention. You know what? I wish they would myself. But you can't always get what you wish for, Mr. McNeil. But I appreciate you hanging out with us and watching. And hopefully we don't see anything bad out of this 40 truck up here in front of the 13 of Jordan Martin. Because if we do, we're going to have to call him out. And I hate to say that. But we're honest. We're honest in the booth. We don't hold back. I think that's why people enjoy hearing us talk. So,
well, they enjoy hearing you talk. They ain't heard me yet.
man, you're just getting warmed up. So here's the deal. 78 pit with the 33. The 78 missed the pace car exiting. He's going to be held right there. Essentially, he's going to go a lap down on this restart. We're going to come to lap 38 here. Going to get the 1 to go signal. You're going to have Brandevold, Dan Atkins, Tyler Cook, Ben Dube, Logan McNeil up in the top 6 with Jordan Martin to his outside, Chris Roberge, Matthew Worrall, Ross Campoli, Colby Call still laps down with Garrett Cannon. I think everybody back here is at least 1 down. The 33 truck looks absolutely torn to shreds. 78's missing a right front fender. 35's not too bad off. 57 not so bad either. 87 finally got his fast repair done, back going, 3 laps down. That sucks. It absolutely sucks for the 3rd place qualifier. Keaton Cox got repairs done as well. 2 cautions, 2 restarts. Here's the 3rd. Almost 40 laps in, but not quite. And we're going to see if it gets cleaned up a little bit or if chaos ensues yet again. But Brandevold, Dan Atkins at the front of the field.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
I think that was a little bit better.
I'd say it was a little better. Now, I know I'm not the producer of this broadcast, but I gotta ask, is it not in the budget to have more broadcast-ish cameras? Are we just keeping a drone around these guys the whole time?
No, my apologies. We're green flag racing again. Let's just take a moment and listen to Wilksboro. Let's crank it up. Well, as soon as I say let's crank it up, boys, did anybody else see what just happened? We are under another caution. Let's go back.
Yep.
That was kind of funny. Incidentally, there it goes. We're gonna geez, you try and do something cool, something fun, and somebody's always got to fuck it up, right? Okay.
Well, I mean, commentator's curse strikes again, you know?
It did. And I tell you what, this Logan McNeil guy, I don't know what's going on here, buddy. You mentioned something about people paying attention. But does he pay attention to his throttle inputs? Let's see.
I think it's just too much braking.
Oh! You know what? That tricky bump at the end of 2, or at the end of 4, sorry. Opposite end of the track there. But you can watch from the cockpit view here, the truck unsettles. We'll go back a little bit further. He gets down here to the bottom, wrapping the bottom pretty good. Bump, bump, unsettled a little bit, unloaded, and he's still in the throttle, which is going to send the ass end of that truck around, and he hits the inside wall. Now, for me, if memory serves correct, may have been a false caution. Was this that instance?
I think one of the admins called for it a little too quick, little trigger happy, just because they couldn't tell if the car was fully around or not. They wanted to be better safe than sorry, but
understood.
It is what it is.
Understood. So it was a little premature. I wonder if this admin is a little premature with everything that they do. Nonetheless, that's a conversation for another time. But
fuck you too.
Yeah, get a little more animation out of him there. Logan McNeil spun it around, coming off of turn 4. A little premature to the throttle, unsettled the truck, and definitely caused some damage. The L1 and the 57 are going to continue repairs here while we're under caution, I believe, with other drivers as well. 33 going to enter the pits here. Get some more damage of that truck that just looks... It's a pretty looking scheme. Maybe I'm biased. But it's kind of looking ugly right now. Scraped up and scrunched up. Not too good. Probably should have used a fast repair at this point, but oh well. You live and you learn. Free pass candidates here. Catching up to the field. Guys that have pit. So, there's not much to talk about as far as long run stuff goes because we haven't seen much of that going on. Brandvold's out front in the 55, not a surprise. Dan Adkins in the 58, second place. Jordan Martin, after the EOL, is up to third place. Matthew Worrell, where did he come from? The 79's sitting in fourth. You got Ross Kempoli, Kean Fry, Chris Roberge, Ben Duke, Tyler Cook, TYLOR. I'm going to keep bringing that up. And Colby Call, Keaton Cox, Lucas Edwards, Garrett Cannon, Logan McNeil, who brought out the most recent caution with Robert Keller, Mason Houseman, and Ryan WD rounding out the field. I think everybody from the 77 on back are at least one lap down, if not multiple laps down. So we are going to right along with the lead here on the restart. Green flag in the air. Oh, little wheel spin there from Zachary. Sliding it off into one. My goodness. Still side by side with Dan Atkins. It seemed to me like they were side by side all night long. Side by side, pulling away from the field though. Jordan Martin, kind of close, but these two guys are the cream of the crop here in this one. We got Ross settling in fourth. Ian in fifth, and then the 79 is dropping like a hot pop rock.
I think the 79 might have stayed out on old tires.
Probably not wrong here, but the 79 holding up the 17, 63, 01. Looked to me like the 77 got loose off the quarter exit there, but he's still going straight, so we're green. Good to go. As we focus on the 9 of Chris Roberge and his Monster Energy Ford F-150 truck. Part of regulators now, as he got traded STS Racing to regulators mid-season. And Roberge finding himself in the top 10. Pretty normal.
I gotta say the mid-season trade threw me off a little bit, and I can't imagine how awkward that must be to get traded in the middle of the season while you're having, in my opinion, a relatively strong showing up to this point at Wilkesboro.
I get where you're coming from, but I do believe that trade was requested. Oh, the 79 gets loose. Him and the 01 make heavy contact going down the back straightaway. The 01 of Keaton Cox is not going to like that. The 79 tried to pay it back. Oh my God, what a missed opportunity there. Short track tempers are showing their ugly heads with 55 over 200 in.
What was it? Oh shit. Somebody's in the wall.
Oh shit, indeed. We're going to have to go
Looks
back.
like we're still green. But,
Oh! The 17 and the 9. Get into it. What happens here? The 9 is loose and tail whips the shit out of the 17. Makes hard contact with the inside retaining wall. Gets it going straight, but he's definitely got damage here. Thank God they didn't bring out a caution. We stay green. That could have been ugly.
could have been very ugly. Obviously not
Wait a minute.
intentional at all. Just through-
Logan
Oh,
McNeil.
shoot.
Again, not paying attention. He gets loose in the corner. And that truck is more crinkled up than a ball of aluminum foil, I think. Poor Logan. He'll
Well,
be
we're
okay.
still green.
Still green. Back to the front.
I don't know how much
Big
longer that's going to be, though, because the guys who spun, their tires are going to be fried by now.
fried, corny, shredded, however you want to bring it up. Definitely going to be hurting on grip for the long run here. And hopefully it is a long run. I want to see these guys stretch out their legs and kind of show what they have. They show their hand a little bit, but give everybody else enough information to go off of to where we know what to expect, because it's a 200 lap race, very long night. We're only 60 laps in, 61 now, and with 140 laps to go, anything can happen.
And absolutely. There's just... It's not a super speedway, but with how many cautions there have been so far and how many I'm thinking there might be by the end of this thing, doesn't matter if you're 2 or 3 laps down right now, it's still anybody's race.
Anybody's race, indeed. Ones to watch that you pointed out earlier, Tyler Cook, Tylor, Tyler Cook, just went around Jordan Martin for third place. I believe he restarted like 8th or 9th, and he's got himself up well within the top 3 and pulling away from the third place truck of Jordan Martin. What a strong showing after this restart.
I think he had tires. I think he came in to get tires. And that's why he's up there, up ahead a bit more now.
Well, either way, just consider yourself lucky you're not streaming to Facebook right now, unless you are, because
I am.
first thing I guarantee the comments would say, them damn cheating Toyotas. Guarantee it.
Well, they got that super powered battery in there, right? what
50
I
extra
understand.
horsepower
50
after
extra
2311.
horses. Yeah. Mr. Regulator, what the hell is going on with the 13 here? It seems like all grip has gone away. The front is not turning. He cannot get on the gas to get the rear to come around and double turn. And he's lost 3 spots. First to Tyler, then to Ross, then to Keaton. And now the lap truck of 87 and Lucas Edwards is trying to go around the outside. And Kean Fry is creeping into the picture here for the 13 truck. What is going on?
This is called run now, I think.
I think from what I understand, he might have cooked his tires a little too hard, and he also had an oil set on still at that point of the race. So some of the other guys that took fresh tires, they're going to be a little bit faster now. And if he's still on those old tires, whether he saved them or not, the guys that have 20, 30 lap better tires at this point, they're going to eventually overtake him, no matter how good of a tire set you are.
Referencing Tyler Cook, Tyllor, Tyler Cook. He was on YouTube watching it. And all he said was speed. Does that mean anything to you?
I think he's just saying he's got the speed to be competitive, and from what I can see all night so far, he's definitely had that. I mean, he's 2.5 seconds ahead of well, I'm reading the wrong gap. He's at least a second ahead of 4th place right now, so I'd say he's just about right.
Speed indeed. We'll just call him Lightning McQueen. How about that? We're going to go through the field here. Go back to the front. Good timing. Mr. Cook has caught the back end of Zachary Granville here. Gonna apply some pressure. That 50 extra horsepower is definitely helping Mr. Cook here, because I haven't seen him putting pressure on the 55 truck all year until now. Maybe I've just not been around it, but my God. Congratulations.
I think Mr. Cook took tires when that Clausen came out. That's why he's passing these cars. He's dented up 2 liters already. So he got tires to catch up to him.
He got some tires, but he's also taking care of them for the most part. If you come out aggressive, that was very close. Oh, Kobe called. Hang on to it. You come out aggressive on a restart with some fresh tires. Some guys tend to overcook them, no pun intended. But they really do. They overheat them, they slip slide around, and they lose grip on the long run as Tyler Cook is looking to the inside off the 4 against Zachary Granville for 2nd place. Zachary going to hold that spot, send it in on the high side here, sliding in. Tyler Cook holding steadfast on the bottom. The 63 truck does look strong.
Yeah, well, like I said, can't ignore my biases, but I've known him around short tracks for a good while now. It seems like no matter what car he's driving, he can do pretty damn well in the short tracks, so I had a lot of faith in him, and I still do.
Oh, caution lights are on. Now, guess what we gotta do?
Go back and find it.
Go back and find it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back and find this thing. If I'm not mistaken. Yep. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Mr. Gotta Pay Attention himself. What happens here? Mr. McNeil? Up! And we're 4-wheel sliding down to the 8th room. We're going to turn around 360. Not quite. In front of the leaders. And that's what brings out the caution flag.
Well, to give him credit, didn't make contact with anybody over the wall.
No contact with the wall. No contact with any other truck. I would suggest, hopefully he fits the tires here, as he's just pacing around and slides 1 and 2 to try to get around the pacing bar. Oh man, this body armor truck has been through hell twice over tonight so far.
I fully agree. It's seen better days.
You said that, and I was trying to remember the lyrics of that song, but I don't want to sing that on the air, so we're gonna forget that and move on. We are. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's go to pit road. Pit road's very busy. My goodness. Everybody and their mom's on pit road. The leaders, Dan Adkins and Zachary Brandvold, might give Dan Adkins by a nose. Dan Adkins got him off the pit road exit. Tyler Cook stayed out. Everybody else decided to pit and take tires or repair damage or whatever else. And being 78 laps out of 200, probably a good choice. But it does seem like they're off sequence a little bit, which is probably going to help them in the long run here. 78 laps on a set of tires with the caution laps in between, and filling it full of fuel. Goodness gracious, I cannot talk tonight. I don't know what's going on. Thought I was trying to have a seizure there in the middle of speaking. Filling it full of fuel, getting 4 fresh good years. It should play right into their hand with Tyler Cook here staying out on older tires now. So that advantage has swapped hands, and we're going to see how this plays out on this restart. But what do you think's coming up here, Chris?
So the leader's gonna have to be careful with the wheel spin, of course, or they're just gonna check up and lose it. All I do is just take your time. When you're doing the restart, just don't full throttle. Just take it easy, and then do what you can. Step gear as quick as you could, and what you got, you hook to the bottom lane.
Excuse me. Yeah, we're going to see what happens here. Dirt chiming in says, tell him to go faster. Mr. Cook says, gotta hate lap cars. Really gotta emphasize the O in my name, huh? Yes, Mr. Cook. T-Y-L-O-R. Tyler Cook leading them to green. Getting a good jump. Oh, the 146 got sideways. I don't know if that was off the nose of the 78 or if that was just on his own accord. Nonetheless, Tyler Cook holding the bottom off right here. Oh, massive pile up back there in the back of the pack. We're going to cycle back. What in the hell happened back here? Good on the restart. Massive checkup down to the inside. Before he gets into the 77, that's not where the wreck happens. Oh! Benjamin Doob. Stepping on his doob. What's going on here? Doobie doobie doo. Got it spin around. Okay. Not too much contact from the other guys. Didn't have to run over the front bumper of the 33. Could have backed up, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. But Benjamin Doob going around. It does not look like the three-peat for KBR Motorsports is going to happen with these kind of struggles this early. You cannot put yourself in a hole and climb out of it at North Wilkesboro as you could any other track. I think here in Bristol, maybe even Martinsville to throw it out there, if you put yourself in a hole, those have to be the hardest tracks to climb out of whenever you put yourself at a deficit. You guys agree?
I agree.
I'd have to agree. Pretty much any short track, really. I'd say the only exception, well, I don't know if it counts as a short track, but Dover is a pretty, not easy, but it's significantly easier than Bristol and Martinsville to get yourself out of a hole. I've done it before and salvaged a top 10 out of it, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but definitely at Wilkesboro and Bristol and, of course, Martinsville, it's very difficult to get out of any sort of hole you put yourself in here.
Last season on Dover, I won the whole thing. I got the pole, I got the fastest time, and I led every single lap there. And yes, Dover was a tough track too because it's concrete, has tire savings, everything there. So hopefully, one of us win it again.
You know, Chris, you bring that up. It's a good point. Total, just utter domination at Dover. Qualified up front, held the lead, took care of your tires, stayed out on the long run, which I thought was just totally bananas. But you made it work. I think clean air helped a lot. That kind of speaks to the way that this race is going, though. If I may redirect, is North Wilkesboro, you don't think about clean air being up front, aerodynamics, things of that playing into your hand. But the 58 and the 55 being up front, having different strategies, being able to take care of their stuff early on, they have definitely shown that being up front is at a premium right now. As we get ready to go green here in the Echo Park restart zone.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Back going green, Dan Adkins, your leader. Tyler Cook to his outside. Zachary Brandevold looks like he got underneath Tyler Cook clean there. Tyler just overcooked his shit going into 2. Slid up a little high. I like riding around in the cockpit with these guys because you can see their RPMs when they're letting off, when they're lifting, how hard they turn, where their hands are, listen to them pick the throttle back up, things of that nature. It really gives you a good insight on how these guys are driving.
Yeah, it does. You can tell who's saving and who's not. Oh, and right as I was about to say, I have a feeling something's going to happen. It happens.
You know, for whatever reason, it seems like everything is happening at this place today. Wait a second. Wait a second. These guys, sideways. I don't know.
They're just knocking on each other's door, of course.
Knocking on each other's door, and the 35 sends the 146 up the racetrack. Knocking on heaven's door, he's so high up. Oh, yep. Oh, into the fence twice. That's a hard lick. Rear first and then right front next. Let's go back and watch that in slow motion here from a different angle. 35 is plenty of room on the bottom here. The 146 up top, lifting, different entrance of the corner, taps the 146. Like I said, rear first, right front next, but the 35 making contact here with the 146 as he's hitting the wall. Just compound damage. I mean, the first hit was bad enough. The next hit, even worse. And we're lap 88 out of 200 here. And we've got our 5th caution?
Yep.
5th or 6th, I can't recall. But either way, 35 and 146 getting together there. Poor guys have been involved in a couple of different instances. Cautions causing damage to their truck. Just makes for a long night, doesn't it?
Well, at this point, I'd have to consider this league having a partnership with DraftKings specifically for an over/under bet on cautions. I feel like that would make sense.
If I may, I think if I look on my phone, I gotta find it. There were betting odds for this race. Okay. Caution count. This is terrible. over under 7.5 for this race. And we're almost there already with 100.
Not even halfway in.
With 110 laps to go. Yeah, not counting potential overtimes that may come up down the road. Wow. That does not bode well for the league and its statistics. That's for sure.
No, sir, it was not, but I have an awful gut feeling that quite a few of these drivers just simply do not care.
Well, as we pace around here, we're going to get ready for another restart. Dan Atkins, Zachary Granville, Mason Housley, Tyler Cook, Tylor, coming to the green flag, and we're back racing.
I'd say watch for another quick one. These guys, they've been able to spread out a little bit. There have been a few quick cautions in succession, so there might be another one.
There's another one. There is another one.
God damn it, what did I just say?
Sir, you with the announcer's curse here. We're gonna have to get this under control. I don't know what we're gonna have to do with you, but we gotta find.
I don't know what I'm gonna have to do either. But it's getting a little it's getting a little ridiculous.
It is yeah, ridiculous, excessive. Oh, wait a second. Back it up. The 40 involved again. My God. The fourth caution Mr. McNeil is involved in. Ben Dude finishing the corner. Just, the 40 doesn't really have anywhere to go. He's kind of boxed in a little bit. He could finish the corner, but the way the 77's going, if he goes up, he's going to right rear this guy. And Ben Dube gets into the left rear quarter. I think, even though incidental, still brings out a caution. According to the penalty report and the way the rules state, I think that's a strikeout on the 17.
I believe so. I believe that's the standard that the stewards have gone with all season, and I don't recall exactly, but I'm sure it's something to that degree.
Mr. Suspect Dirt X, the guy commenting in the comments section on YouTube, it is almost like they know what's going to happen, because guess what? We've covered these races and watched the replays back and talked amongst people and the drivers and admins, and at this point, you just get a feeling. You get a feeling down deep in your bones about what's going to happen. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. But that time, Mr. Fry was right.
Well, sometimes I think that my knowledge of racing can be both a blessing and a curse. Because, goddammit, this is now the third time in this race alone that I've called something out right before it happens.
You are 3 for 3. I will say that's fairly impressive when it comes to calling a race. I don't even know if Mike Joy has those kind of statistics, to be honest with you.
Well, maybe if I had the same voice that he did, it would, come off a little better.
What a cringe answer. Thanks, Camo. Appreciate your confidence with the way that we commentate. If you had such a strong comment, why don't you just hop in the booth? You bitch. I always feel if I call my fellow compadres the B word, they wind up showing up. So we'll see how long it takes. We're going to go green flag racing here. Lap 97 out of 200 scheduled laps. riding along with Mason Hausman. And green flag racing in the Echo Park restart zone. Don't say anything about quick cautions in succession, please. Please do not.
No, man, I'm not gonna say it. It's really hard not to, but I'm not gonna say it.
Really hard not to, my ass. I think that you enjoy calling the shit out like that. But... Oh!
I mean, it's fun.
Oh!
God diggity damn it, man.
You can't make this shit up, people. You just can't.
No, you cannot.
Too good. It's too good.
It's
We're gonna go back. We're gonna watch this in the back of Mason's truck. The 01 and the 63 make contact, and the 01 goes around, collecting the 13 of the outside retaining wall, and then it looks like the 9 and the 57 get together here. Massive pile up in the middle, and some of these guys just decide, hey, guess what? We're gonna make it through. Let's ride along with the 17 here. Coming from way behind the initial part of this wreck. He's going to shoot the middle. No contact made. Pretty smooth move by the 17. Could have been fairly risky, but nonetheless, he makes it out. From the 13, right along with old Jordan Martin here. Yep, so the 63 makes contact with the 01. We obviously see where the 01's headed. He's headed for the bottom, but at a very bad angle, and the tires are already chattering. Slow motion. The 13, you know what? May have gotten pretty lucky there. But everybody else behind this wreck, not so lucky. Fireworks going off outside. It's not the 4th of July, boys. What's going on outside? Oh, the 9, the 146 clips the 01, teammate on teammate action. The two guys that incidentally caused the most incidents in the entire league have somehow found each other in this accident here. 79, 77. Watch this. Oh, just going to push you into the 9. And then the 77 is going to go into the fence. Trying to make that hole a little bit bigger than what it was. Oh, gosh. Well, the field's going to come around to catch the pace car. We have seen a lot of shit so far. Jordan Martin says the 13 not hitting anything is called skill there, son. I don't know if that's skill, Kian. Could just be dumb luck. I don't know.
It's a little of both, especially in a short track.
Okay, we'll give him 25% skill, 75% dumb luck. I'm good with that. Getting barked at by Mr. Cook, or Mr. Camo, well, same guy, anyway, about changing the damn camera angles. I'm trying, sir, I'm trying.
We don't have as much of a budget as Fox and CBS. We can't switch on a dime as easily as those guys can.
I don't have a stream deck. I have my keyboard in my lap. I'm trying to think of things to say and change the camera as I go. If Camo wants to donate money to the stream, you know, that'd be cool. Maybe put a little of that cash towards trying to upgrade the software, the hardware, anything in between. But doing whatever we can, man. Both hands have been very busy.
Is that what she said?
Ha! Could have been. There you go. There's the spice I need. Little color commentary for the stream. Both on YouTube and Facebook right now. Good thing I didn't check Safe for Kids. They probably wouldn't understand either.
I don't think I'd want them to anyway. They say NASCAR is a family-friendly sport, but you go anywhere near a racetrack and you know that's just the biggest load of bullcrap you've ever heard.
Oh, it's the biggest load of bullshit. You're correct. Especially in Talladega. Probably at North Wilkesboro, as we'll see this weekend. Zachary Granville, Dan Atkins leading them back to green in the Echo Park restart zone. Mason Houseman third. Looks like Tyler Cook is... No, it's not Tyler Cook. That's Jordan Martin. Jordan Martin's back. Where the fuck did he come from? He and Brian fifth. Oscar Poli sixth. But, we got some battles. We got some guys showing up late. This might be interesting towards the end here.
Yeah, well, we're past the halfway point. The guys are starting to push a little more. We might get a decent run, but there's still a couple paths out here that you gotta watch and deal with.
Oh,
There is you can throw a blanket over 6th through 10th right now. My goodness, how tight they are.
tighter than a mouse's ear is being we got Christopher Bears missing his left front fender. Mason Houseman missing his right front fender. Doesn't seem to be hurting either truck as well inside the top 10. No, Mason's making some ground up, which is odd, but we get to keeping those front tires fair with all the extra air.
You can tell which of these guys know how to just let it roll through the corner, and which of these guys are kind of just giving it all they have from the start. You might lose a little bit of time saving tires, but eventually you got to learn that in order to be there at the end, you got to have a car and the tires to do it. And if you don't have one, you're not finishing anywhere near the top of this thing. So you got to just take care of it all you can. Let some guys die, but it'll be worth it in the end. Hopefully, should be.
I like getting feedback from the comments section, but in the middle of the race, it's kind of hard to adjust audio, so bear with us, boys. If they overpower us, that's on purpose. So guess what? I think we're on a green flag run here. I'm going to search through. Crank it up. Last time I did this, we screwed ourselves. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. As we come back to the broadcast booth here, lap 114 coming to it here, out of 200. We are kind of seeing the layout of the land here, Ken. I feel like we know how it might play out in the end, but let's go through, starting with not the pace car. Mr. Brandvold here in the 55. As the caution comes out and I was fixing to go through the field, let's pause for another wreck.
Now it's your turn for the curse.
I guess. Matthew Laurel, 79. Oh, gets way loose. Guess who's around him? The 40. Oh, Robert Keller didn't have anywhere to go. Butt taps the 79, sending him face first into the inside wall. Believe this is thrown by iRacing because he's in front of the leaders. This is, in my opinion, too many cautions to count now. 79 and 40 have been involved in a few, but self-spin started, finished off by another guy. No harm, no foul on the 57 there, but the 79 sucks to suck, I guess. Trying to fight for position out back. Not a whole lot to drive for, but still trying to make up some ground. And just finds himself in a bad spot there. And maybe he's on old tires at this point. But the 79 just went around.
Well, at this point in the season, drivers have got to be thinking, they know who they can race, they know who they can't, who can handle a little bump and who can't.
Yep.
Basically who you can be around without risking of being a victim of manslaughter.
That's a good point. That's a good point and a very vivid way to put that. So when we go back green here, I'm going to hope that we go green flag long enough to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to go through the field and kind of give these guys their flowers like we did with the last stream, and understand, since we've gone over 100 laps, we're past the halfway point, where these guys have been, where they're going, where we think they might finish. And before we get there, quick look at the comments section. Yeah, YouTube stream looks great. Sound is just for future reference. Appreciate that. Mr. Dano is in the comments section now. Dirt also in the comments section. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Camo as well. And then that's just on YouTube. Facebook. The 58 looks good. Yeah, of course you would say that. Facebook stream, Well, we went with the landscape view on YouTube because there's more people over there that are subscribed to the channel. Vertical view for mobile people on Facebook. Yes, the fitting is going to be different, sound's going to be different. But if somebody would throw like money at us, maybe we could make both of them landscape. Who knows? It's a work in progress. We're doing the best we can. Pace car lights are off. We're going to dip down pit road here. 55 up front. 58 in second. Tyler Cook, TYLOR in the third row. Behind Mason Houseman. Jordan Martin next to Ross Campoli. Green flag racing back at North Wilksboro in the Echo Park restart zone. Zach gets a good jump here. Dan Atkins following in his tracks to the high side. Hell, the top four went high there. That's a little different.
Just about everybody's on the high side and trying to use the whole track. Good Lord, everyone from third on back is just so packed together. Oh, there's almost a moment between, what was that, 63 and the
63 and the
that
13.
was Jordan. That was Jordan, Tyler.
Yep. Oh,
no. Looking at it.
Guess what?
What?
We're slow. You know what that means?
What's that mean? Another caution.
Another caution or coction? What'd you say?
Another caution.
Oh, okay. Because it seems to me like the 35 might step on his own, we're going to watch. Center a little too deep there. Kind of in the
Well,
middle,
I mean,
kind of not. It's not necessarily his fault, but contact. Truck goes around. Not the first time we've seen the 35 go around. The 57 has nowhere to go. The 33, 40, 84, and 17 get by cleanly. But the 35 and 57, sitting on top of 3 and 4, is going to bring out your caution at North Wilkesboro.
not a whole lot of damage to deal with, just cooked tires, which,
But-
luckily they have a spare set in the back. But
They may have cooked their tires. It might not be much damage, but as DJ Khaled would say, and I think he might be proud, another one. Just one after another, every time. Every time. We get a couple laps in, we get another caution. It's rinse and
Well-
repeat all night long.
while we're under yellow here, over the course of this season that you've been watching, who would you say are a couple of drivers to, I guess, look out for if you're also
Ooh,
someone in this series actually driving?
put me on the spot there. Drivers that I need to look out for to possibly change the outcome of my race, I guess, to further your question. Am I correct in assuming that that's where you were going with that?
Yeah, I'd say something along those lines.
Okay. Well,
Actually, no. Don't worry
no,
about giving me
no,
names.
you fucked it now. I'm gonna do it. You put me on the spot. You done fucked it. We're gonna do it.
I was gonna amend it a little bit to just a general number of drivers.
Can't go back now. No, sir. No backtracking. I'm going to say, even though this guy is my teammate, the 84 truck is a little overzealous sometimes, gets a little too aggressive. Being laps down, slightly over-aggressive. He doesn't do anything on purpose, and he's not a bad driver. He's got a very good cool head on his shoulders, okay? Just questionable decisions. The 77 truck, Blue Napa Chevrolet, as we're getting ready to go green here, I'm still going to continue to talk about what we're discussing at this point. The 77 truck, as we're green flag racing, Brandevo leading Dan Atkins with a little over 70 laps to go. But the 77 truck of Colby Call, the 40 truck of Logan McNeil, is a hit or miss. I think maybe Wilkesboro just provided a challenge, and also he had damage most of the race, and you and I both know that that will affect the handling of the truck tremendously throughout the entirety of the race. Whether it's a little bit or a lot, it makes a massive difference. Aero's not a big deal at North Wilkesboro, but it does cost you. The other guy I would say is the 79 of Matthew Warhol. For right now, I think those are the four guys that you have to really watch out for as we see Matthew Warhol slowly driving into the pits to serve a black flag that he could not serve the previous time because the caution came out so soon. But those four guys, and then maybe honorable mention the 16 who's not in this race, Blaine Curry, oddly enough, is super fast and fairly consistently fast, but has stepped on his own so much this season that you just don't know what's going to happen or where it's going to come from. And at Bristol, you saw it came from the front. He's on the front row. Lap 2, wrecked a bunch of cars. Or trucks, excuse me. But those guys, you just expect the unexpected at this point. There's a few others outside of that realm of the 5 guys I mentioned that could be potential hazards, but haven't done it enough to where I consider them hazards, but they're on the fringe, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
But let's fire that question back at you, buddy. What do you think?
Well, I got it. I'd say a lot of them are the same answers that you gave. There's one driver that hasn't been in here recently. I believe his number is
76?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe he was in this race, or I don't see him on the scoreboard. But he's one I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because, as far as I know, he's a rookie, not just to this series, but to iRacing as a whole.
Yeah.
But some of the moves that were being made, I mean, in my opinion, even the most hardened veterans wouldn't do that unless it was like the absolute last corner of a race.
Coming down to the
moves
end
like
being
that by lap
important,
one.
right? Yeah. I understand all that. Absolutely.
You know, as the old adage goes, if you want to finish first, then first you gotta finish. And it just seems like
Hey.
a good handful of guys in here just don't seem to care about that. They just want to get all the speed and all the position possible, no matter what it takes. And it ends up taking themselves and several other drivers out.
Exactly. I like that. If you want to finish first you got to finish. That is probably the one statement that I've heard all season that makes the absolute most sense. And I wish a lot of these guys would take that to heart. Now, I'm going to check the comments section here because it got a little rowdy after your question there, Mr. Fry. They said, answer the question. I am now subscribed. The 77 and 79. I'm always weary around that 33 truck. Well, you can be as weary as you want to be, sir. But when the 33 truck is here by himself in the back, I don't know why you're so weary of that truck.
In my opinion, I'd be more wary about the 33 being on the segment of iRacing Sweetheart for Radioactive. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, my God. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you got me there. The other comment is Jordan just casually being in the way up there. Jordan being the 13, and the guy that commented is slightly behind him. I don't know that he's in the way because there's like 6 truck lengths in between the two. So if he's in the way of anyone, it would be the 9 of Chris Robert's here on the bottom.
It seems that Mr. Cook is willing to fight you for the title of Radioactive Sweetheart of the Week.
I see that, and I guarantee you, I'll win that. I've got some spicy vocabulary tucked away in my back pocket here. I just ain't pulled it out yet.
Oh, even though we're friends now, I'm sure you've had some words about me before. That you
Actually,
luckily kept in the team radio.
Have not.
Oh, you haven't?
Haven't.
Okay. Well,
No, sir. We are under caution again. I don't know if you noticed, but as we go back through here, first of all, this may not be where the caution actually happened, but this 146 truck got really out of shape here. Oh, save it, Ross. My God. Now, as we can tell, back here, we have another incident involving the 57 of Mr. Roberto Keller.
almost just checks it in with. He nearly got into Lucas.
Nearly got into Lucas. We're gonna go back because from cockpit view here, I think we're gonna see Mr. Keller just get, like I said earlier, on the bottom and a little upset with the truck, can't really drive through it. And after the bumps down here, it unloads and then there it goes. That's it. That's all she wrote. The bumps out of 4 at North Wilkesboro have been harder to handle than a wedding date. You just don't know what to do with it. But you know what you think you might want to do with it. You just can't finish the move. You know what I mean? Just can't do it. So, again, I told you I had some stuff in my back pocket. I got challenged.
I think he might have. I think the main culprit for that is the fact that I don't know if he locked him up, but he went really hard into that corner underneath Lucas, and
Well, let's see.
Either overcorrecting or having to hit the brakes pretty hard might have cooked his tires and just caused him to lose that grip in the next corner.
Yep, and as we can tell, the left front comes off, and Mr. Keller, at this point, says, I've had enough. I do not want any more of this. There's been 74 cautions and 8,000 pacing laps. I'm done. And he respectfully retires at this point. Leaders coming to pit road. 55, Brandvold. Leading down, Dan Atkins. Followed by Mason, Jordan, Tyler, T-Y-L-O-R, Tyler, Ross Campoli. Mr. Kean Fry in the wrong number. You got the 17 of Ben Dube, the 01 of Keaton Cox. All these guys now on the lead lap, by the way, I must mention. But everybody in the top 10 that had a truck that wasn't really damaged, that just needed some tires and probably some fuel to make it the rest of the way, are heading to pit road. The 55 is going to exit his pit stall first. Dan Atkins, little slow on the pit stop there. He's got to be frustrated with his pit crew. Could have been a lot closer to the 55 there. 78 comes out ahead of the 13. 63 back where he was. Also, Mr. Cook says, bruh, you watched me fighting the 13 for like 5 laps prior to this. Yes, we did. But did the 13 hold you up, or could you not get around? Is that a skill issue, or is that just the 13 racing you hard? I don't know. We will have to see how this turns out. So, based on that spicy comment, I think following the 63 here on the restart might be a good place to start. I think I lost Kean.
I'm here. My apologies, partner. I got a phone call from a family member saying that we just bought a new Lincoln Navigator from a different family member, so
Put some spinners on
have
that
to
bitch.
watch out for that.
Going green
Apparently,
flag
I'm gonna have to
racing.
Look out for that going into the driveway. Going out wherever I'm on, but
Hell yeah.
we're going back green.
Going back green. 2 guys stayed out. Chris Roberge and Garrett Cannon with a mangled truck on the lead lap. Logan McNeil also out front. Somehow, bottom of 4 here, 3 wide underneath Dan Atkins, makes contact. Man, I have to readjust my hat. It almost fell off my head. I'm going nuts over here.
They were going 3 wide for a little while there. I'm surprised that worked.
The
especially at
35
Wilkesboro.
loses his shit
Uh-oh.
again. Oh no! No, Kean. Oh no. Well, everything was really fun up till this point, wasn't it?
Well, it was, but I'd say if I saw just barely in the back, I think he was just trying to get away from the 01 because he was all over his bumper for about 2 laps before that.
Well, good thing we have some production money saved up in the tank here. We're going to go back and look at this far chase view. Ooh, hang on a second. We're going back before the incident occurs because I want everybody to see in full speed what exactly happens here at North Wilkesboro when you're driving into the corner and a bump! And a bump to Mr. Fry's back bumper. Got loose, got real squirrely, lost the nose and the rear. Gathered it back up. The 40 did the same down there on his own, but the 35 had contact. Now his tires are heated up. Oh no. Timeout. We all know what that means. The 35 blinked out.
Yep.
The 35
Right as
blinks
there was
out
contact, he blinked out.
as soon as the truck behind him goes into the corner. Guess what? Poof. He's gone. I don't know if you're one of those magicians that live out in Las Vegas or not, but that's a nifty move to stay in front of the guy behind you. I tell you.
Yep.
Somebody in the comments, tell me what those guys' names are. You know who I'm thinking of. Angel something, and then there's another guy that had another TV show. Anyway, that's what Kian just tried to do. And he did. He disappeared faster than Harry Potter's parents. My goodness. And then Cook tires going into the next corner, trying to overdrive it a little bit, but for good reason, because you've already had contact 2 corners in a row. And you don't want it to happen again, so you're trying to follow your teammate here, the 63, into corner number 3, and it just doesn't stick. The tires are too hot. You can't do it. So, not necessarily a boo-boo. I mean, it is, but it's not at the same time. So, 35 goes around, collects the 17. The 77, we're going to go on board with the 79 here, not the pace car. 33 hits the 17, 77 checks up, 87 also gets around. So mostly everyone makes it through this incident unscathed. But 35 goes around, causing another caution.
Yep.
I feel like it just keeps piling up. I think I said earlier there was 47 cautions. David Blaine! Chris Angel. Yes. Kian Fry did his David Blaine impersonation there. Like I said,
I'd say it was more like an impersonation of his dad.
Wow. Did he go to the store for milk and never come back? Is that what happened?
More like he went to the club and never came back.
Oh, to the club, forgot the milk completely, and then never came back. Got it. Okay. It'd be hard
Something
out there
like
for a
that.
pimp, but it's even harder out there for a pimp's son. So there you go.
Really digging myself a hole, aren't I?
Well, with that story, you might want to be digging him a hole 6 feet under. I understand the frustration when it comes to that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Or your thoughts and memories. Just bury them deep as you can. Never let them show again. No, I'm kidding. Talk to a therapist. let it loose.
yeah, I tried. They retired after our first session.
Oh God, that is so that is so bad. Okay, the booth is gone off the tracks, people. The train is derailed. There's a tanker done spilled over. We need a chemical hazmat team to come clean this shit up. We are about to go green on a different camera because I'm tired of hearing this shit from all of our comments. Nonetheless, brand of old, leading this race. Mason in second? Okay. I don't think we had a choose rule. When did Dan Atkins get to third? I know we've had a lot of chaos, but that must have slipped my mind in paying attention to whatever else was going on in the back half of the top 10 and even further. But Dan Atkins sits third right now with Garrett Cannon on his outside. You got Tyler Cook, Tylor, next to Jordan Martin, KBR Motorsports, literally sitting there inside, outside, inside with Kean Fry, Logan McNeil. Those guys are going to round out your top 10 to 12. Everybody else behind them is irrelevant. We're going to go back green flag racing here with Zachary Brandavold leading the field to green in the Echo restart zone. Green flag waves in the air. You know, missing a right front fender for most of the race. Now he's got it back. This has to be weird for Mason. It's got to handle different.
Maybe it's cooling off his tire a little bit, having that fender off.
Well, it
At
did.
least it did.
It did for a long time. But now we're under caution again. I swear, if these STS guys don't figure it out, I don't know if I can broadcast their races anymore.
I don't know how many skill issues we're gonna have, but I mean, goddamn.
It's been atrocious to say the least. Look, we're still on the pace car exiting pit lane. Or it entered and exited basically in the same instance here. Let's just fall in line back here. What happens?
At this point, we might as well just be streaming bottom split races.
Yeah, that
In my opinion.
that 1,000 to 1,300 split or whatever it is. It's terrible. Still green so far. Still green. Oh! There it is. There it is. Guess what? You asked for guys that I said was on my radar. You echoed some of their numbers. By God, here's one right here. Oh,
Well,
77 going around. And
I don't-
79 hits the 77.
I don't think the league administrators who brought me on to do this broadcast would be very happy if I decided to air out my true feelings about some of these drivers in this league so far from what I've watched. But
You know what?
my suspicions have been proven correct. That's all I'll say.
Suspicions proven correct is a valid statement. And I think the administrators will concur with everything you've said. Furthermore, if you have anything that you haven't said that you feel like you're holding back on, do not hold back. Please. The broadcast is a safe space. If you feel like you have something to say, nothing will be or could be held against you in the court of the administrators, okay? So,
Well, I mean, sure, the admins won't hold it against me, but who's to say going into Texas I'm not going to get right hooked into the damn wall?
you know,
You know what I mean?
that's a good point. But if you're up front, I don't think you're going to have an issue. So guess what? You better qualify your ass off and stay up front. That's my only advice.
Yeah, I'll look up a DJ EJ tutorial on Texas, see how that works out for me.
You know what? That dude, I swear, I've literally made my progression on iRacing. Wait a second, what's going on? Keeping your tires cool, you little cheating ass bitch. The 55 riding across the apron. We need to make that a rule too. I mean, I say we, administrators, need to make that a rule too. Not that it's a big deal, but it is kind of funny. I mean, the guy's running on the apron, doesn't really do it. It's the shortest route around the track, but, it cools your tires off too. Ah, jeez. tutorial video stuff made a world of difference in my progression as far as a race car driver, and I appreciate the hell out of that. So if any of you guys do that, keep doing it. Keep giving us information, share information, be a friend, tell a friend. We're going green flag racing at Wilksboro here. 40 to go. Mason giving Zach a run there on the outside. Tyler Cook into the fence. Pretty regular though.
Yeah, not too bad. Just a little scuff, getting the Wilkesboro stripes, as one would put it.
We call that a little bit of a keys.
Oh, that was close. Gordon almost just shifted the corner.
Man, I tell you what, you can throw a unrolled hay bale over the top 10 trucks. Now, they're spread out, but they're not spread out that far. It's anybody's game still, to be honest. But hay bales rolled up are pretty big. That's just what I went with. But they're running fairly consistent with each other. The 01 drifts up to get some clean air off the 63. The 13 goes below the 01 to keep his clean air on the nose. And here they are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 17 and 146 are closing into the picture. 13 and 01 get into each other. Some really rough racing back here in the back half of the top 10, man.
Yeah, it's a little surprising to see. We still have, what, 35 laps left? I mean, I get it's time to turn it on, but we're not yet.
Ooh, 33 truck getting loose off the floor there. Keeps it together. We're still under green flag conditions. Thank you.
You never got to go pick a field and give flowers, did you?
I didn't.
God damn it. Everybody keeps wrecking.
Too many cautions. Okay, let's keep it short and sweet because we know something else is coming up soon. Zach Brandevold, leading the field, second in points. What is your assessment?
He's one of, if not the most consistent guys in the field so far. I'd say maybe second most consistent behind Dan, but he's always up there in the top 5. Unless something drastic happens, he's always a threat.
Agreed. Always up there, top 5 contender, contending for the win. Very consistent, and not a whole lot bad to say about the guy. So we're going to move on to another guy that we don't talk about enough because he doesn't show up very often. But Mason Houseman, I think I'm saying his last name right. Auto Club was his last race. So Phoenix and Bristol and Rockingham, he was not there. But he's here, and he's in second, beating out the championship points leader, Dan Atkins, who sits third right now. 78 with a strong showing, even after being in an accident early on.
Yeah, and from what I recall, he got into it with somebody at Auto Club. I don't recall who exactly it was, but even in just 3 races, he's already gotten a bit of a reputation as a bit of a rougher driver, so we'll see how that plays out for him the rest of the season.
Oh, I'm just going to tell you straight up, it was me. It was a wild card thing. He essentially tried to punk me out and didn't work. But either way, he's an okay guy. I think he was just trying to be a troll. You know, he's younger. But anyway, moving on. Dan Atkins. I can't say enough about this guy as far as in a positive manner. Very knowledgeable. Racecraft is top tier. The guy is there all the time. He's willing to teach. He's a personal good friend of mine. and I appreciate the shit out of the 58 truck, Dan Atkins. I'm going to leave it up to you, Kian. Go ahead.
Well, in my experience, not only is all of what you just said pretty much just, not only is it all correct, obviously, but I mean, he's surprisingly chill. I figured that, you know, I've raced him fairly hard in the past and I haven't wrecked him, but I've defended, I've raced him pretty hard myself, and I'm just glad that he's willing to, you know, keep it all on the racetrack and not get too upset when, God forbid, somebody races in a race car on a racetrack. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Let's try and go a little bit quicker here because we're running out of laps. Tyler Cook, Tylor, not Tyler. Fast. A little inconsistent sometimes. I know from Rockingham, he burned the right side up a little bit and fell back. But he's been in the front fairly often. Sometimes the results don't show it, but for the most part, he's up there.
Yeah, he's up there quite a bit, especially around the short tracks, and he is by far my favorite teammate I've ever had.
That stings quite a bit, so we're going to move on from Tyler Cook. 'Cause fuck that opinion. Jordan Martin, another good friend of mine, the 13 truck, drives me like an asshat 90% of the time, but it's with good intentions. It's never intentionally trying to wreck me. We give each other a lot of shit in real life, and it seems to lead over into on the track. We race each other hard. We know that we can both handle it, but what are your experiences, expectations, etc., with the 13?
Well, to be honest, I'm still not fully over what he did or tried to do to me at Phoenix. Not that I hold a grudge, but he's willing to give me the bumper, so I've learned that I gotta give him the bumper if I wanna race around him and get around him.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm not gonna wreck him. I'm just gonna, you know, give a little shove here and there. You know what I mean?
You have to. You gotta give Jordan the bumper whenever you want to get around him. Ben Doob in 6th place here. 17 truck. KBR Motorsports trying to go 3 in a row. This truck is too beat up, in my opinion, to make that run. What a good effort, though. Aside from stepping on his own doobie, you really can't say anything bad about it. He doesn't do anything that's just like a bonehead move. I feel like he gives everybody a decent amount of room, but above all, you know, the Napa scheme, I dig the shit out of that. Yellow and black, nobody sees that coming until it's right in your rear view, and then bam, he's there.
I feel like he's just one of those sneakily fast and consistent guys who's, you know, not always up there on the podium, but he's got a good bit of speed, and on the right night he can win just about anywhere.
Correct. On the right night, he can definitely put it together. As Lucas Edwards is getting close to his rear bumper, going to take it down to the inside here. Mr. Edwards making a strong case for a top 5 here after getting... Wait, no. I'm wrong. He's still laps down. What happened? I thought he was back on the lead lap now. And...
Not quite.
What the hell happened there?
I believe Mr. Edwards is just trying to race for his lap back the hard way, because we're getting to fewer and fewer laps.
I do recall. Let's go back to Ross here. The 146, last week's winner. 7th place, KBR Motorsports going underneath his teammate. Oddly enough, I don't know if he realizes, but I beat him out at a Auto Club race in the O'Reilly Series with like 5 to go, I think. It's been probably 6 months ago, but one whale of a race. It was hard-nosed racing, door-to-door kind of thing, and I barely got his ass at the end of that run. But Ross is showing the same tenacity in the truck series that we have going right now. What are your takes?
I think he's just, again, one of those equally consistent and fast guys. You can't really ever count him out. He's always he's always for sure a top 10 bred, sometimes top 5, but very, very consistent driver so far. I think he's pretty much locked in for the chase if he finishes as well as he has been.
Yeah, I agree. If he continues doing what he's been doing, he's definitely a lock for the chase. We're getting down to about 10 laps to go, and we're at the tail end of the top 10, so let's try to make it that far. We're going to go to Chris Roberge here in 8th place. Chris, consistently up front, qualifies well, off strategy most of the time, but it keeps him up there, and I think we have yellow. We have another yellow. Who has spun out now? Uh-oh. Did you see that?
Believe it was the 79.
Oh, no. No bueno, Matthew. We're all... No. What happened, buddy? He's on the bottom. And it goes around in front of the back half of the top 10, which brings out the caution.
Yep.
Now, this is the 87th caution of the night. I don't even know. I've lost count. The 79's been a part of a big handful of those. I'm sure he's not feeling the best about this. I think something happens. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? The 63 of Tyler Cook. And then the 79 doesn't... Oh my God! Ross, into the barrier there. What is going on here? What is with this sequence of events? The 79 is on the apron, and we know the 63 gets into him. He's coming down here to get into pit road at full fucking speed, locks up the front tires, probably not expecting Matthew to be there. But Matthew gets into him in front of Jordan Martin, who doesn't get any contact. Lucas Edwards barely skips in there, and the 146 just gets fucked. Absolutely fucked. Ooh, that is
I'd
such a
say
hard
that was
lick.
a combination of emotions with the cautions, and honestly, I think the 63 was trying to avoid either getting a penalty or giving the 79 a penalty by not being able to pass him. He was trying to, get ahead, but obviously at a place as narrow as Wilkesboro with that narrow of a pit road, kind of hard to do, so just a little overzealous and ended up in that happening.
Ooh, and as you ride along with Mr. Tyler Cook, you can't, you want to place this on him, then okay. But if you watch the wheel, to the left, to the right, oh, get out of my way, no, oh, and then the only way to save his truck from now till the end of the incident is to turn back left. Now he makes pit road, but you can't.
He was just trying all he could to get to pit road. I don't know whose fault that is. It just didn't need to happen.
It didn't, and I think you're completely correct here. And then at this point, you're Ross, and you're like, this guy's coming back down the track. I'm already down here. I've got nowhere to go. And contact with the truck, contact with the water-filled jugs here, and for the third time, excuse my French, absolutely fucked. You can't overstate it. It ruined everything for Ross going forward. So here we are on lap 194. We have a caution. 6 to go. Looks like Zachary came to pit road along with Dan.
Do we want to try to give the field flowers under caution?
I thought
Since it's less than 10 to go?
thought about this. We talked about Jordan, talked about Chris. We didn't get to Keaton. Keaton Cox. The 01. The 01 won Bristol. Kind of a surprise to everybody. But here he is, top 5. Been in a couple of incidents tonight. Not really anything of his own doing, but he's still up there. A little bit of damage to the truck, nothing too bad. But he's been fast. He's been really fast in the truck. And from what I can recall, Texas going forward is one of his best tracks. So, the 01, strong case for being a championship contender, being that he is now in the top 5 in championship standings.
I wouldn't have to agree. I mean, with that win, unless something drastic happens, he's pretty much guaranteed himself a spot in the chase. It's not winning you're in, but that was just so many points all at once. It's kind of hard to give up that many as we're getting ready to go green again.
Jordan Martin leading them to the green flag in the Echo Park restart zone. Ross Campoli goes way to the outside up against the wall. Jordan Martin with a hell of a restart. You got Chris Keaton, Mason, Dan, so many different people vying for these top 5 spots, really close together. And, sir, what does that flag mean?
That means another goddamn caution.
Another goddamn caution. Oh, the 17. Hang on a minute. May we ride along with you, sir? Kind sir. We're going to ride along with you. Oh! Wait a minute. The 55. Zach Brandevold. This is kind of sad. You have one of the premier guys in the series that, for whatever reason, seems to just kind of lose it in the corner.
Well, I think you also got to consider it's less than 10 to go. It's basically a green-white checkered at a short track. He's going to be looking for positions, especially when half the field is on old tires and he has that tire advantage.
Absolutely.
So he's going to be pushing.
Absolutely. You got Brandevold down here on the bottom, makes contact with the 35, goes high, behind the 146, has to check up, bigger than shit, and because he checks up so hard, spins it out in front of the 33 and the 17, and neither one have anywhere to go. That's as simple as I could put it. But we...
I don't know. I feel like that's an ARCA brake situation on the 33, in my opinion.
Motherfucker. We will contest this right now. Right here, right now. We're gonna... Y'all, if you don't know, 33 is me. Here we go. Look at that. Already, look at that. Dipping down. I hit him at 2,300 RPM. What the... Or whatever that was. Hang on. 35. What the fuck do you want a driver to do? I don't know. I have no idea.
If I recall, that also cost you your lucky dog.
Yeah, I would went from 4 laps down to 3, but who cares? I'm not really counting those things. Regardless, let's go back.
I mean, at least you beat Colby.
Yeah, well, It's not necessarily hard to do.
Okay.
Just saying. Love you, Colby, but not too hard to beat you whenever you're beating yourself all the time. I believe the next guy on our list was Mr. Kean Frye. You know, I'm not going to say shit about this guy. What do you have to say?
God damn it, you stole my play. I was gonna not say shit because I don't want to be an egotistical motherfucker.
Well, go ahead. Why not? We're here. Let's listen.
Okay, well, he's one of the only drivers, I think 3, with a 100% top 10 rate across this entire season. He hasn't finished every lap, but he's been consistent. He's gotten either 1 or 2 podiums, a couple top 5s, and he hasn't always been the fastest, but I feel like he knows how to take care of his truck, and he knows how to race hard without causing problems.
Uh-huh.
And I think he's just one of those guys who's going to kind of quietly make the chase and then just try to turn it up after the postseason starts if he's able to make that bid.
Now, turn it up as in finish better, or turn it up as being more aggressive? Because I feel like this driver's passive-aggressive most of the time.
I'd say it would be a mixture of both. Just push harder. Obviously, you know, try to avoid forcing the issue, but just be a little bit more aggressive on restarts and qualifying and just everything in general. Go for every single point you can get.
Oh, going back green flag racing here, more contact all the way throughout the field here. Green, white, checkered. Oh! Oh, hang on. It's a green, white, checkered, but we got to look at this from a different view real fast because we see the carnage is going to happen. Before it finally actually takes place, here we go. Full speed. Oh, 178, 146, 55. Ooh! 146 into the outside wall. 87 collected. 55 in another accident here. The 40 got his truck fixed finally. But we're in a green, white, checkered situation. And we have another wreck. Let's go back and look at this again.
And take a look at who gets caught up in the bullshit.
If it's that orange and black truck, that poor son of a bitch just needs to retire.
I think he's thought about it once or twice.
Potentially.
I think the 35/the 14 was made the stuffing of an Oreo in this situation.
Ooh! Yep. 35 got into the 87. The 55 hit the 78 again. Oh! Wow! Wait a motherfreaking second here. This is not good. And I want to look. Pow! Ooh! Oh! The impact. One more time. Oh, gosh. So bad. That sounds terrible. I don't mean to be the director of your demise here, Garrett. I'm so sorry. But, my God. 35 truck. You're in the middle of this. You know, I don't know if any give and take is going to help this situation at all. I really don't.
I mean, I feel like the 77 could have done a little better job.
Yes, okay. So the 77 on 84 from high to low there? Yeah, because this is kind of... I'm going to go low. Oh, you're there. Hey, guess what? 87 hit the 55, who hits the 78. Wait a minute. Chain reaction. That may need to be looked at again. Just Just throwing that out there to the other administrators watching this. Yeah, you're right. Could have been looked at different. Nonetheless, we are set up for another green-white checkered finish. And the 55 is fucked up. So now we have the 01 with damage. 63 is clear of damage. 13 also. Barely. My God, Garrett's still sitting there. 58 and the 9. The 9? The 9 is up front? What's going on here?
He's playing the tire strategy. He stayed out, I believe.
Tire strategy? This late in the race, what tire strategy are you playing?
I think he might have used his last set further back so that he wouldn't have had to pit later.
I wish I had a way to look all that up, but you're probably... What is the 79 doing? That was a good shot. I'm sorry. The ignorance sometimes just overpowers the common sense, and when you get that frustrated with the way your night's been going, you just don't think things through, and it's not necessarily on him. I get it, bad nights happen, but this has just been a compounded night. One thing after another. It's been so bad. And I feel for him. Honestly, I feel sorry for him. The 79 truck. Matthew, hopefully next week at Texas, things change.
Well, I mean, everything's bigger in Texas, and I just have a feeling that that includes the caution number from the night.
Oh, God. I hope you're wrong.
Well, I mean, it's basically the unholy love child of Auto Club in Kentucky. So we'll see how that plays out.
Unholy love child of Auto Club in Kentucky. California and Kentucky. Unholy love child is Texas. I'll write that down for my buddy C-Dub. See what he has to say about that. We are going to go green flag racing here.
Just to clarify to any Texans out there, I'm talking about the track, not the state. Y'all got a terrific state down there.
Yeah. Terrific state in Texas. Green flag racing in the Echo Park restart zone. We got a green-white checkered underway. Chris Robert's leading the field down into 1. Dan Atkins going topside here. The 13 and the 9 stayed out with 3 sets left. Tyler Cook taking second away from the 13 here. The 58 is going to lead them back to the white flag. White flag in the air presented by Credit One Bank. Dan Atkins taking it to him right now with fresh tires. He's got a 4 truck length lead over the rest of the field. Tyler Cook in second. Chris Roberge and Jordan Martin gets into Zach Brandebold back there for 4th. Dan Atkins comes away with the win. Tyler Cook second, Chris Roberge third. Zach Brandebold from nowhere comes back to get 4th. Him and Jordan Martin have physical truck-to-truck words there at the end for hard racing. It was probably a good job tap there. But you got Dan Atkins coming out on top. Keaton Cox with another top 10 finish. These guys respect each other. I'll be honest, I didn't anticipate the guy coming from 4th to win the race, regardless of tire advantage or not. That was a super surprise for me.
Well, in my opinion, although it's a bit of a surprise because of how hard it is to pass, here in Wilkesboro, when you consider the amount of talent that Dan has, it's a little more, I guess, expected because of just how much of a wheelman that dude is,
right?
In my experience, anyway.
So, official finishing results: Dan Atkins first, Tyler Cook, Tylor, Cook second, Zach Brandebold third, Jordan Martin 4th, Mason Houseman 5th, Keaton Cox 6th, Logan McNeil 7th. No way. No way. Kean Fry 8th, Ross Campoli 9th, Chris Robert's 10th. That is your top 10 teammates doing burnouts together. It looked a little odd to begin with, but whatever. Each their own. Nonetheless, it was a good race. I don't know where to go from that. I would like to congratulate Dan Adkins on one hell of a win, and come back next week for another edition of STS Racing. We are going to go to Texas Motor Speedway, which is exciting because we get away from the short track style of stuff that we've been doing. And what do you foresee coming from that?
Well, I think it's going to lead to some good racing, albeit very chaotic. Hopefully the guys can get, a little more spread out, give each other a little more room. It's not as tight as Wilkesboro and a lot of other short tracks we've been to this season. But with all that being said, we've seen how these guys race. They don't really give room no matter what lap it is. And I'm a little nervous, but at the end of the day, as long as we're having fun, that's the main part, isn't it?
I agree. I'm going to end the stream on something that I've fully agreed with from day one, from streaming. And you might be able to add to this at the end, but I would say be cool, be safe, and don't put your hands where you would